What is going on, guys? Fish Games here, and we have the Spellbook cards Arcana, D&D. If you want, you could take a look at the back. This is kind of a brief description of what you'll see. And let's get this thing opened. Now, this is not a brand new product that I am unboxing for you guys, but I just wanted to show you. Some of these are out of order and unorganized, but this is what you'll get. You'll get kind of two packages of decks, and they're going all the way from your cantrips all the way to your like 10th level spells. I believe, or is it 9th level? Not entirely sure. But yeah, they're just going all the way up. And I use these in my D&D games and as a spellcaster. I usually play as a wizard, a drow wizard, when I'm not being a dungeon master. And that deck is over here. I put to the side. And that has all my spells in them. But you'll get a whole bunch of these cards that are just blank as well, which are pretty nice. So you could just either create spells or use spells that aren't in your general player's handbook. Now, you're not going to get every single spell in these cards, but you will get a majority of them, at least some of the ones that are familiar. So you've got the Green Flame Blade. These are all the cantrips. Mage Hand. Message. Minor Illusion. Poison Spray. And then it goes on like that. So I'm not going to go through every single one of these cards like I usually do with these cards, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick kind of idea at what you're looking at. Now, these spells, almost everything is there. There's been a couple times I've realized that didn't have a full description or was like missing something. And unfortunately, there's no art that's like really cool on these cards. I mean, they're all pretty much generic. So unlike the monster cards and the item cards, there's not just any art for the spell. I guess it would be hard to do, but I think that would have been really a cool way of doing this. So if you guys at WotC or whatever are listening, maybe when you guys make new cards, that would be an improvement for sure. I think that would be a really cool idea, but it's not necessary. It's really not necessary. So the level of the spells are always going to be on the back side, and it's going to just go like that. So if you're a wizard level 1 or 2 or whatever level you are, you just pick your spells out and put them to the side. And that's what I did, and it makes it a lot easier than having to print something out. And I'll show you guys the system that I do use when I end up using some of these spells. I guess this is going pretty quick, but yeah, I'm sure you guys will get the idea right by now. So these are all the 2nd level spells, and Melf's Ass Arrow, etc. So it goes like that all the way through, and up to 9th level. There is no 10th level spells. I guess there could be, but not in this. So yeah, in my cards, I'll show you. I ended up just writing Charm Monster as one of my cards. So I use just your regular standard like deck box, and this is what my setup that I use for my wizard. Now my wizard is level 15, so all of the cards in my deck that I use are all sleeved. So they all have, I've just used regular magic sleeves, and I've sleeved the cards because I want to keep them in good condition if I'm actually physically using them and playing them. I also have some other sleeves that I keep in my box, just in case I add some new spells to my spell book. So this is going to be starting from probably my level 7 spells. So I've got a Firestorm, and these are the spells that I know. when I set up for the day, I put all my known spells for that, my prepared spells in another deck box. So teleport, Finger of Death, and then we get 6th level Disintegrate, Fletch to Stone. These are all really good wizard spells that I have known and written down. So if you're making a wizard or something, these are all spells that I would recommend. Insect Plague, Conjure Elementals, Cone of Cold. There's a couple spells that I'm going to just really explain to you guys and why I think that they're really good. Only a couple of them, but Cone of Cold is one of those that is just really good AoE spell for damage, in my opinion. We've got Animate Object. Conjure Minor Elementals is always fun because you can make a couple of them. And then Dimension Door is just a great thing to have prepared because you could kind of just get out of any situation if you need to. Polymorph, I tend to make party members like into creatures sometimes, especially when somebody's really low on health. You can polymorph them and just give them some survivability. Evard's Black Tentacles is a nice one. Wall of Fire, Ice Storm. Animate Dead, there's a good thing to have is a little bit of protection, especially as a spellcaster. So when I get the opportunity, I'll animate a couple of skeletons or zombies and basically just like in The Walking Dead with like Michonne type situation where I just have them like around me all the time, just giving me a little bit of that extra protection that I want. Lightning Bolt is good, but Fireball is just better. Haste is not as good as it was in 3.5. Haste can be really dangerous sometimes, so keep that in mind. Every wizard should always have a Dispel Magic and Counterspell as well. I'm a big fan of blue in Magic the Gathering, so of course we've got to have some Counterspell. Fireball, this probably is going to be your most used spell as a wizard. You probably all know this by now. But at a 3rd level spell, Fireball, you will continue to use throughout the game. Once you get Fireball, things can get a little bit intense. So definitely take Fireball if you have the opportunity. Darkness, Cloud of Daggers, Shatter, Misty Step. Definitely another wizard spell you always want to have prepared to be able to get into situations. Some sort of invisibility as well. So let's talk about like holding your monsters down and your opponents. In 5th edition, 3.5 edition, I've always played as a wizard who likes to tie people down. So whether it's web or grease or something to kind of just make it so your enemies can't get to you as quick, or something that could just tie them down and slow them down while the rest of your party lights them up is always great. Flaming Sphere is a good concentration spell because it'll just keep doing damage over and over again. Levitate, Blur, Ray. We got a Hold Person. Scorching Ray. Solid. My opinion. Mirror Image is always good. And Grease, like I was just talking about, just being able to take out a whole bunch of people for a turn or two to slow the combat down is great. Detect Magic as a wizard you need. Mage Armor is really beneficial because you will get hit sometimes, and as a wizard you can't wear armor. Magic Missile, Hex, Thunderwave, Fairy Fire, Burning Hands, Shield, all things I definitely would recommend. Yeah, Firebolts, other things, and just a couple of my cantrips. So at a high level, I've learned a lot of spells, just as an example. But let's say I'm just going to take a couple random spells out, and we'll just say these are my spells for the day or whatever. Let's say I use this spell that I have prepared, Fly. Okay, so I will just put that down away from these cards to notify that I've used these. And let's say I wanted to use Fly a second time, I'll have a D6 or a D4, and I'll just put number 2 because I've used this twice that day. And I do have 2 decks, so I have one deck, like I've used these spells that's in one deck, and then I've got my deck with all the spells known, all sleeved up like I said before, because it's good to have some protection. If you want to win some cool, sweet sleeves like this, we always do free giveaways on our YouTube channel, mainly Magic the Gathering stuff, but all cool stuff that could be definitely used, like binders, sleeves, deck boxes, all kinds of stuff. So if you're subscribed and you ring the bell, you'll get notified when we do some of these awesome free giveaways. But thank you guys all for showing up and enjoying this review / unboxing of the Spellbook cards Arcana. If you guys enjoyed the video and want to see some more content like this, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good rest of the day.